In Hollywood, legends are not born. They are built through struggle, obsession, and sacrifice, and the story of Leonardo DiCaprio is a perfect example of that truth. A journey that begins not with fame, but with rejection, doubt, and a relentless desire to prove the world wrong. Born in Los Angeles in 1974 and raised in a modest environment far from the glamour people associate with movie stars, Leonardo grew up witnessing the harsh realities of life, which quietly shaped the emotional depth he would later bring to his performances, starting his career with small television commercials and minor roles where he faced constant rejection because casting directors believed he did not fit the traditional image of a leading man. Yet, instead of giving up, he used every no as fuel to push harder until his breakthrough performance in What's Eating Gilbert Grape shocked critics and audiences alike, earning him an Academy Award nomination at a young age and proving he was far more than just another aspiring actor. But it was 1997's Titanic that turned him into a global phenomenon, a face recognized across the world, adored by millions, yet ironically trapped by the very fame that elevated him, as he was labeled merely a pretty boy rather than a serious actor, a perception that haunted him and forced him into one of the most critical phases of his career, where he made a bold decision to reject safe, commercial roles and instead pursue complex, psychologically demanding characters that would challenge him as an artist, a decision that led him into a legendary collaboration with director Martin Scorsese, creating powerful films like Gangs of New York, The Aviator, and The Departed, each performance peeling back another layer of his capability, redefining him not as a star, but as a craftsman dedicated to his art. And then came films like Inception, where he blended emotional vulnerability with intellectual depth, proving he could lead not just stories, but entire cinematic experiences. Yet, despite his brilliance, one thing continued to elude him: the Oscar, turning him into an internet meme, a symbol of talent overlooked, while behind the laughter and public perception, he was fighting a deeply personal battle to validate his work and dedication, pushing himself to extremes that few actors would dare attempt, culminating in The Revenant, a film that demanded physical endurance, emotional isolation, and near impossible conditions as he crawled through freezing landscapes, endured real pain, and immersed himself completely into survival, blurring the line between acting and reality. And finally, in 2016, the world watched as he stood on stage, holding the Oscar that had evaded him for so long, his eyes filled not just with relief, but with the weight of years of persistence, delivering a speech that went beyond cinema, addressing humanity and environmental responsibility, revealing a man whose purpose extended far beyond fame. Yet even with success, the shadows remained, as his personal life continued to be scrutinized, his relationships dissected, and his lifestyle debated, highlighting the cost of living under constant public attention. While internally, he carried the burden of perfectionism, the pressure to constantly outdo himself, and the quiet loneliness that often accompanies greatness, making his story not just one of rise, but also of struggle, not just of fame, but of identity. As he transformed from a rejected young boy into one of the most respected actors in the world, a symbol of relentless evolution, and even today, the question lingers: has he truly reached the peak, or is he still chasing something greater, something beyond awards and recognition? Because for Leonardo DiCaprio, acting was never just a career. It was a lifelong pursuit of excellence, a journey of becoming, breaking, and rebuilding himself again and again in the endless search for perfection. The story of Leonardo DiCaprio is not just about success. It is about two sides of the same man, constantly fighting each other. On one side, there is brilliance, discipline, and purpose, and on the other, pressure, controversy, and a life lived under a microscope. His good side is what the world admires, a man who refused to be trapped by early fame after Titanic, choosing instead to rebuild himself as a serious actor through intense performances in films like Inception and The Revenant, pushing his body and mind beyond limits just to achieve authenticity, showing a level of dedication that turned him into one of the most respected actors of his generation, a perfectionist who studies his roles deeply, collaborates with visionary directors like Martin Scorsese, and constantly evolves instead of repeating himself. But beyond acting, there is another powerful side of him, a man deeply committed to environmental activism, using his fame to speak about climate change, funding projects, creating awareness, and trying to leave behind a legacy that goes beyond cinema, proving that he is not just chasing awards, but meaning. However, every light casts a shadow, and his dark side is equally real and impossible to ignore. As fame brought intense media scrutiny into his personal life, where his relationships became headlines, often criticized for patterns that sparked debates across the internet, turning his private life into public entertainment, while at the same time his lifestyle, luxury yachts, private jets, created a contradiction with his environmental message, leading critics to question his authenticity. And then there is the internal battle, the kind that no camera can capture. The pressure of perfection that forces him to go to extremes for roles, risking physical and mental exhaustion. The loneliness that often comes with being at the top, surrounded by people yet disconnected, constantly judged, constantly expected to be flawless, and perhaps the most painful part, the years of being overlooked by the Academy despite delivering masterpiece performances, turning him into a global joke while he silently carried the weight of proving himself again and again until the moment he finally won. But even that victory did not erase the scars of the journey, because success does not remove struggle, it only changes its form, and that is what makes Leonardo DiCaprio's story so powerful. He is not just a symbol of achievement, but a reminder that greatness is built on both light and darkness, and sometimes the same fire that makes you shine is the one that slowly burns you from within. Before you leave this video, take a second and think about your own life. Because the story of Leonardo DiCaprio is not just about fame, it's about fighting for your identity in a world that keeps trying to define you. He was rejected, labeled, underestimated, but he didn't stop. And maybe, right now, you're in that same phase of your life. Maybe people don't believe in you. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you feel like no one sees your potential. But here's the truth. Greatness is never given. It is built slowly, painfully, silently. Leonardo didn't become legendary overnight. He kept working when no one was watching. So the question is, are you willing to do the same? Because one day, your struggle might become your story. And someone out there might need your story to survive their darkest moment. If this video made you feel something, if it inspired you even a little, then don't just scroll away. Be part of this journey. Subscribe to this channel, because here, we don't just tell stories. We reveal the truth behind success, pain, and greatness. And trust me, the next story might change your life. I have a question for you. Would you like me to start creating animated stories on this channel? Stories that bring real-life journeys, emotions, and powerful lessons to life through animation. Something deeper, more visual, and more immersive than ever before. Or do you prefer the current documentary-style storytelling? Your opinion matters more than you think. Tell me honestly in the comments. Should I start animated stories or keep it real and cinematic?